1 week ago, I moved into this one-bedroom apartment. It's been pretty empty this past week, so let's settle in.
I love you so, hey, that's what you'll say. You'll tell me, baby, baby, please don't go away. But when I play, I never stay. So every girl that I meet, yeah, this is what I say.
This is my new one-bedroom apartment in Manhattan. I moved in here about a week ago, and I finally feel like I've settled in. The apartment is much more furnished than it was in the last video. Since I moved from a studio to a one-bedroom, I had a whole living room that I needed to furnish, but all the stuff came in, and today I wanted to give you guys a tour of the furnished apartment. So I'm really on my fitness grind these days, and one of the biggest priorities when it comes to my living situation is access to a good nearby gym. In my old apartment, in my studio, I was paying for an Equinox, and it's a pretty expensive gym. I've since canceled my Equinox membership, and obviously this one-bedroom apartment costs more, but I'm not paying for an Equinox, and the price difference between my one-bedroom and my studio is less than the cost of what I paid for the Equinox, if that makes sense. So when you put it that way, it's kind of like a free upgrade. Anyway, during my recent hunt for a new gym, the biggest selling point for me is a good heavy bag, like for punching and kicking. Because of my martial arts background, I found one, so let's work out. My order just arrived. My go-to meals these days, I usually cook like chicken, broccoli, and rice. This is probably like 3 meals. I usually eat 2 to 3 hard-boiled eggs in the morning. Salmon is my go-to, as well as like a pound of steak that I usually split up between 2 meals. And spinach, string beans with the steak, these Chobani yogurts. I've never been so health conscious and like nutrition aware till I started doing a 30-day challenge back in October. It's a video that I posted on this channel. But during that process, I was tracking the macros of everything I was eating, and just the process of looking at the back of what things are made of. I learned so much in that month on like what I should be eating. Like I'm so obsessed now with like avoiding like seed oils and all this stuff. It's kind of a weird phase that I'm in, but I can't stop thinking about it when I order food. Obviously, I do eat out still all the time. I ordered food last night. I now do it and I feel guilty. So at least the guilt is there. I'll cook dinner tonight in this video, so stay tuned. Something about moving apartments and being in a new space makes working from home hit so differently. When I was in my studio, like my last apartment, I felt like I couldn't be productive if I stayed home, and I found myself always going to cafes every day. But since being in this new space, I've been loving working from home. Maybe it's also the fact that my desk is no longer next to my bed, like in my studio, and I have a dedicated area just for working. I feel like that helps a lot. I love that I have a big, bright window looking into the city. I always feel like when my desk faces the window, getting all that sunlight makes me more productive. These are 2 Alex drawers from IKEA. This is a countertop from IKEA as well. Under the Mac is this clamp that I bought on Amazon, and I like it a lot because I could swing it out, I could adjust the height. It's been one of my favorite upgrades on my desk recently. I have a new IKEA lamp, which I like the look of a lot. This is the first time I've lived in a one-bedroom in a really long time, probably like 4 years, but the separation of space between where I sleep and where I work, I'm a big fan of. That is my desk setup. So I have a new clothing brand called Rule of Thirds, and this is the first shirt that was released. So I'm currently working on a new collection, and part of the new collection is a drop of this shirt, but in white. So it's gonna look something like this. And real quick, I wanna share with you guys how Fiverr is helping me with this process. I've seen this effect before, but I wanted to do a 3D animation of this shirt so that I can put it on the website. Now, I've had zero experience using Blender or anything related to 3D rendering, so I went on Fiverr.com to find a freelancer that specialized in 3D rendering. I sent a message to this guy telling him exactly what I wanted, and within 1 day, he gave me this. I was really happy with the results, and I'm gonna be putting this video on the Rule of Thirds website. So if you're interested in getting help with digital services, I highly recommend checking out Fiverr. I've been using them for years. Fiverr connects you with freelancers that offer a wide variety of digital services. Think like video editing, illustrations, animations like you just saw, coding, or social media marketing. Honestly, without Fiverr and their freelancers, I honestly wouldn't have known where to begin doing something like a 3D animation of this shirt. Fiverr really unlocks new possibilities for me when it comes to things that I thought could be possible in 1 day. So if you're interested in hiring freelancers for your next project, head to fiverr.co/jedcal to check out the services available to you and get 10% off with code jedcal10. Up next in the tour is the living room. I got this sofa from a website called Article. It's like 7 feet long, so when I have guests, someone that's 6 feet could sleep very comfortably. I got this coffee table from Facebook Marketplace. It's like a $400 value coffee table. Bought it for $100. As you can see, the colorway is a little bit more white in this side. This lamp is from IKEA. I don't know if I'm a fan of it because I've hit my head on this thing so many times. In the bottom here, I have my other camera gear. This TV is from Best Buy. And then of course, the guitar. My favorite thing about the new setup is getting Philip Hue lights. It's all controlled with this app, so I have different settings. So this one is default, and I also have it set up in my bedroom. There's a light over there and over there. There's TV time. But yeah, this is really fun to play with.
I bought a castle in France and it's the same one I built in the sand for you when I was 2. I thought I painted a picture of heaven, but it turns out it's just your room, just your room. I run off the end of the earth just to see if you'd catch me when I know you let me fall every time. All I do is wish that I could change myself, but wish that I could change my. All I do is wait around and hate myself. Oh, I hate the way I need to be loved by you. I wish that I could change myself. I wish that I could change my. All I do is wait around and hate myself. Oh, I hate the way I need to be loved by you. I need to be loved by you. I need to be loved by you.
This is definitely not a style that I normally would have gone with. I feel like if you know my videos, my apartments, I have a more of like a white or black, just like a monochrome aesthetic. But I saw this carpet. It's like green with a cool pattern, and I thought it looked sick. Having the rug makes it feel so much more cozy. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Tonight, I'm gonna be cooking some chicken, boneless, skinless chicken thighs, some broccoli and rice. And I make it with like a bunch of random seasoning, but also with garlic that I'm gonna chop up. It's the month of June. We're already in the second half of the year. Something that's been on my mind a lot these days is the fact that my birthday is in June 24, turning 27 this year. This feels like the beginning of the late 20s, which is really crazy to think about. I feel like when I was 25, I never thought about age. I just thought I was early 20s. I always felt post-grad. It wasn't until this past year, being 26 years old, that I started thinking about my age. All my life, I've always looked pretty young. Like when I got to college, people thought I was like high school age. Post-grad, people thought I was college age. And I've always taken offense to when people think I look 18. I feel like when you're a young guy, you want to look old and mature. So I never liked that I looked young. But then a crazy effect of being 26 years old, the past year, I started loving when people think that I look young. I take that as like a huge compliment now. 2.5 cups of rice, and then I put the broccoli in the steamer. I start by cooking this first, and then I move on to the chicken. I love eating chicken, but it's my least favorite thing to cook because of how slimy it is. So I bought these cooking gloves. I start seasoning my chicken with salt, pepper, onion powder, chili lime seasoning. I feel like the studio apartment was great when I was 26, but dude, something about turning 27, I feel like I need to get my life together. This apartment definitely feels a little bit more grown. Something about being 30 soon makes me feel like I want to get my act together. And it feels like it's almost like a race with time to do like everything I want to do and achieve before I'm 30. Things that I never really thought about when I was early 20s, thinking about now. So that is where my head's been at lately. The chicken is all seasoned. We're gonna put this on the stovetop. I saw a quote recently and it really stuck to me. When you're older, you would give any amount of money to be the age you are right now, the health you are right now, and to have the energy that you have right now.